Yo, what's good, everybody? What's going on? It's another wonderful episode of MLB with Nate the Great, yo, on the virtual Man Cave channel, yo. You see, I got my good brother over there, Nate the Great, over there, repping his Yankee pinstripes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Yankees, but not really a shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? We got our good brother D Rigger, aka Unk, hanging out with the crew as usual, holding the fort down. Last but not least, you got me, good brother Jay from around the way, yo. Yo, what's good, fellas, man? How y'all feeling?
The question is how you feeling?
I'm a lot better, yo. You know, I was on injured reserve last week, man. I had a toothache, everybody. You know, for those who don't know, I had a toothache, man, and the
We
swelling has
claim
gone.
wait. This is a disclaimer. We say that it was a toothache. There's a mighty bold rumor that some of his he might have got jacked up by one of them kids he be working with.
Oh,
One of them kids
oh,
might have
listen,
got him for his lunch money last
listen.
week. So
I got the paperwork.
we trying to get that reported statement fixed.
Wait,
We
so
trying to
you
see
want?
if we can get that because
I got the paperwork.
we don't go with misinformation around here.
Now, I got the paperwork and the bill from the dentist that I got. I'm still paying.
No, and the dentist wait, but what the dentist gonna tell us is that he fixed your tooth. He ain't gonna tell us whether you got beat up by a sixth
Oh,
grader or not.
nah, definitely didn't get nobody put them paws on me. But yeah, my face was very much swollen. I had to get tooth infection and stuff like that. I had to get a tooth extracted. So that unfortunately I was unable to do the show and whatnot. Um,
This is why
but
we need Medicare, people. See how good my brother Jay looks? That's why we can't give away free
uh,
dental. We
uh,
gotta keep what we got, y'all.
yeah,
So
for
yeah, there you
those
go.
on
Okay.
listen,
Shout
I'm
outs
not
to the dentist. Shout out to that
even gonna
dentist.
hate those on Medicaid, Joe. We listen, stay on it because y'all need health care. Because if I didn't have health insurance, Joe, that bill would have been a
You
lot
a
higher.
snagger tooth brother, no? You
Yeah,
ain't.
yeah, I took the tooth out myself. But enough of this. It's not about me. It's about our good brother. You know what I'm saying? MLB Nate the Great, though. Nate, what's good with your family? How you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good. Can't complain. Glad that I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad to have a day off because I was tired. I've been tired the last couple of days.
Oh, today was a day off for you too. Hey, there you go, Nate. Today was just a day off for you too.
Yeah, healthcare. We only get a certain amount of
Congratulations.
days off.
I'm glad y'all. I hope everybody enjoyed their day off today. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, what'd you do for your day off? Yeah,
Talk
Sleep.
about
you ain't have no
who?
day off. Huh?
Oh, I had a day off. I'm definitely celebrating the day off. It's
Okay.
Friday and I ain't nothing to do. I just sat around drinking a brew. You know what I'm saying? Cooking up some
Bars.
ribs. You
Bars.
know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Dropping balls on us like Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Well,
aka.
yeah, man. Yo, just cooked up some ribs for the family. Sat back here, stayed in my man cave, chilled out. Too hot to go nowhere. They don't want to see, and who needs to see fireworks anymore? You know what I'm saying?
True
I
indeed. What
don't
about
need
you,
no
Nate?
fireworks.
What'd you get into for the day, man? Just sleep, chill in the crib, ain't do much.
That's it. Slept and watch baseball all day.
There you go.
Yo, I swear, Fourth of July is made for baseball, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they,
Hey, bro, we need more. I'm tired of baseball and hot dog eating. You know what I'm saying? Who need all that? We need
I'm gonna
something
dis-
else.
I'm gonna
I might,
disagree with you on that.
yeah, I might disagree, yo. I mean, you buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. Give me
Hold up,
the
hold
green
up, hold
machine.
up, hold
Get the
up.
green machine, and I don't care if I don't ever come back, son.
All right, I got the peanuts right here, bro. So you know what I'm saying? We good with the peanuts. We
Or,
good.
but speaking of July 4th being for baseball, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna start off with a recap of a couple of games from last week. Nate, did you want to start with the recap, or did you want to start with the news, my good brother?
Now let's go with the recap and get that out the way. Because that's usually the longest segment, if anything.
All right, cool, man. Listen, first video. Hopefully, internet is internet tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try and play this first video. Y'all work with me. Let's see what we get. Unc, I don't want to hear your mouth tonight.
He didn't even get to say nothing.
Well, hit ball to right center field. It's gone. Right on cue, George Springer with some more damage, and the Blue Jays lead 3-1.
Hey. Can I ask y'all a question?
What's up?
Like, when he hit that ball and you was watching that video, didn't you thought you was going to hear Chariots of Fire? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I've only seen one other hit like that. Like that hit reminded me of, when Darryl Strawberry used to hit home runs in '86 for the Mets and stuff like that. Like that's what that sounded like. You know what I'm saying? But that was a good one though, man. Did the Yankees win that game or did they lose that game, Nate?
No, they lost. Toronto's actually took that whole series. Yankees went up. The Yankees were up 4.5 before the All-Star break. The Yankees are currently on a 5-game losing streak. Their second 5-game losing streak of the season so far, and now they're a game back. Should be about 2 games back from Toronto now because Toronto just won in the bottom of the 10th inning against the Angels, and the Yankees did lose the opener in the Subway Series to the Mets 6-5.
Yo, man, wait, yo, I'm gonna just ask another question here, Nate. This one is for you now. Is this deja vu? Is this the yearly swoon that the Yankees go through? Look like they're going to beat teams. They should have 120 wins for the season, and then all of a sudden they get to the middle of the season before the All-Star break, and that puttering starts sputtering and shit, and they just looking like kaboo-boo, because they look like kaboo-boo right now. Is this should we see what should we be expecting here with the Yankees, bro? You're a Yankee fan. Tell me what you think.
Well, honestly, right now they're struggling offensively. They're not struggling offensively. They can score runs, but they just can't maintain leads. And then they got some games like against Toronto. I think it was on Tuesday night. They were down 7-0 at the beginning. I almost wanted to turn the TV, but they battled back. But they couldn't. The one main thing, which I've been saying for years, the last couple of years, just talking to people in general, is that pitching. They do not have a bullpen that is strong enough to maintain these leads. Right
It's
now.
crazy how they fall apart, bro. They just get dismantled in the middle and late innings in these games, bro. By the 5th inning, they look like they really look like they got issues.
Aaron Boone's pulling at straws right now with you got you look at Luke Weaver, who was so dominant last year, but he's been struggling so far this year, whether in a closing role or even before then. Same thing with Devin Williams, who they got in the trade for Nestor Cortez. He hasn't been Milwaukee fans are probably sitting there laughing like, we already knew y'all that's what it was. That's the Devin Williams we know. He's been it's not even coming in as a setup man has been good for him. They moved him from the closer to the setup man to now where you might just have to put him in a middle relief in the 6th or 7th and see if he can even hold a lead then. Wow. You got Loizaga out there. You got Abreu, but Abreu had some struggles against Cincinnati in that series. So right now their bullpen is not good, and I'm hoping that they can make some moves during as the trade deadline still nears to maybe pick up a pitcher or two. You can't keep worrying about hitting when you don't have pitching to close out these games. And they should get another ace. They should get another ace pitcher as well, in my opinion, to at least fill in this year while Garrett Cole is out for this season.
Hey, that sound like your name. It sounds like you need to be somebody's GM. That's what it sounds like. But
either that or you just one whining ass Yankee fan knowing better than the damn management. Because I'm telling you,
let's see what's up with this next video clip right here.
It's a Mets clip. Look how he started smiling.
It's not. Oh, Nate, you was a hater. Put the match, yo.
Did he make the grab? Oh my goodness! And on the final pitch, he gets it. Freddie Freeman, a towering fly ball to right field. Talkman in the corner. Did he make the grab? Oh my goodness! Talkman.
That's Michael Talbot robbing Freddie Freeman of a home run. I mean, that's a really short wall over there in right field at Dodger Stadium. So plays like that
I
can't
was
happen.
about to say everybody over there getting only thing he did went That's all he did. He went He didn't do nothing. He just put his hand up. I caught it. I got it.
There's one more tonight. There's one more in this video highlights.
Yeah, you sounding real salty, man, when you say that, yo.
I'm just saying,
Like,
Jay.
you sound like a hater,
He just
bro.
ran to the corner. My man made it sound like he dove.
He had to get the full extension.
He made it look, yo, Jay, come on. We watched the
He
video.
across,
Even though he was going really slow in the video, still, he wasn't really going fast anyway.
I mean, he had to jump into the crowd, jump over people. Somebody probably snuffed him in the head or something like that. He got a crackerjack in the nose or something.
But you got, the broadcast, whenever they play the broadcast, show those highlights, there's always the broadcast of that team. So of course they're gonna they're gonna made
it look like he dove in the corner, Nate.
They glazed it out. I mean, but that's what they get paid to do.
Out of view, man, he just ran over. He had about 20 feet till he got to that corner, and then he was like, he just cradled it. He just cradled it in. I got it, people. Okay, let's go. No. Let's go.
You are not on my cheer squad. I sound like a hater, yo. Like, all you did was a 360 behind the back windmill dunk to win the game. But you missed 2 free throws. Like, yo, come on, bro. Dang. Hopefully this next highlight right here is worthy, yo. This guy don't like anything, yo. Let's see. What we got going on over here?
That's one of the best slides I've ever seen. Beat him by a mile. Look at that. Here's the throw, and Raleigh's got it. And Junior got around the tag.
I don't know about that.
It was an excellent throw by Canzone. And Bobby got around the tag.
With his athleticism, he knew the throw beat him for sure.
That's one of the best slides I've ever seen.
I think he got lucky, yo.
I don't know about this best slide ever, but that was pretty damn tight, yo. Because that was, hey, listen, you want to call it like this new obstruction shit for the catcher? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get out. Hey, I think the catcher did an excellent job of fielding that ball and coming up with it and making a play. But you got to give your boy credit. He did the ooh la la. Yo, he got out the way of that.
Nate, what you think of that, Nate?
No, it was a great play. Actually, that's become more and more common these days. And I'm thinking now, don't quote me on it, but I think these players nowadays do actually practice slides, like different ways to slide to avoid it on the bases.
How many have we seen going over the top recently? Mother straight doing. I'm not for the Pete Rose head first dive into home base, but these ones where they getting the fly over top of the damn catcher and do the somersaults and touch the back. Yo, bro, they been getting kind of funky with it. I'm liking it. Like, get down, man. Fly, Superman, fly.
Okay, so that highlight reel, that play gets a clap from you,
I'm giving him 2 claps up. I thought it was a pretty dope play. I think to avoid that tag like that, that was first of all, let's give props to the outfielder for throwing that ball on a line. He hit the catcher. Bang. And I got to give the catcher a little bit of play because he did everything he could. That dude just avoided he just avoided the tag. I give him props. That was a bang bang play. Good play.
And for a catcher of his magnitude, that was Kyle Riley, who is one of the top catchers in the league. and top offensive players in the league as well.
And I was about to say this. I'll give Riley a lot of credit because he bashing. But that was a great defensive play by him in catching that ball and trying to make that swipe. That was a good play. That was a great play by him. Good catch.
Listen, before I play the next video, I definitely got to pay the, do what I do and help pay the bills, yo. Tonight's episode is sponsored by nobody. Now, you can definitely be a sponsor of the MLB.
Hey, how we gonna get? Let me ask you.
Hold up. Let me do the promo real fast. Let me do the commercial. Now, if you would love to be, represent and be a sponsor of MLB with Nate the Great, you know what I'm saying, to help us out, we would love to take those.
Mancave show.
Exactly. We will accept those donations. You can hit the $ at the virtual man cave, send it over to the Cash App. Let us know what in the description, what you have, what product, what service, what you got going on, what you want us to talk about, and we will gladly talk about anything that you would like to talk about. All right. And I would like to let you know, though, we also need sponsors and viewers and people to just come join the show for D Rigger Presents. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you got
Get it right. Let me get it right. D Rigger Presents Moments with Unc. Every Monday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, come join us on that show. Whatever, me and Unc, you know what I'm saying. Mostly Unc be kicking it old school, dropping some knowledge, giving us some gems. I just be hanging out, kicking it. You know what I'm saying, just talking my ish, keeping the party going, and keeping it flowing.
And if y'all donate, we promise that the show will go good and Jay will have his hair braided.
Yeah, see, I'm struggling. I'm here on a holiday and my hair's not braided, Joe. Then every Saturday we have the virtual Man Cave podcast with the whole crew. Me, myself, good brother Jay, the big bro, you know what I'm saying? Unc down there, D Rigger, OG, triple OG. We got Nate the Great. We got Leo, aka the superhero of the team. You know what I'm saying? He out there fighting crime right now, yo. Then we got Arthur. We got Troy the chef. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Corey, yo. You join us every Saturday at 10 o'clock, same time on the Batman channel. We link up. We form like Voltron and do what we do, yo. Yeah. So now that I got out the way, yo, we're going to play this next video. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. I'm not too fond of this video right here.
Good pause on that one. Yeah, you didn't almost come back there. We was worried for a second.
Fly ball in the left center. That ball is going to be gone. An opposite field home run for Dominguez. The Yankees on the board quickly. It's 1-0.
Ball jumping off his bat.
High drive, left center field. See ya! Back to back for the Yankees as they open up the game in style. It is 2-0 Bombers.
That was from earlier today. In the second installment of the Subway Series, we've seen the Yankees and the Mets. Our good neighbors from Flushing.
All right, next video. We don't have to talk about that.
Jay,
hey,
you
man.
salty, bro. You salty. Oh, bro.
Saltine. Listen, saltine, son. The Red Sea. Red Sea, Dead Sea, Black Sea, salty, son. Salt Bay, salty, son. The last pork rind in the bag, salty, bro.
Oh.
Come on, son. Listen, for those people who, you know what I'm saying, for our new viewers who just joining us tonight, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for tapping in. And for those who just don't know, I grew up in the Bland Project show, right down the street from Shea Stadium.
Yo, if anybody in the audience got a violin and a guitar, somebody play that something.
Wow, listen, y'all, this is the wonderful part about executive control. See, you can't hear Unc right now. I put him on mute because I'm a romantist. Okay? So the Mets is my ride or die team. I've been going to Mets games since the late 1900s. Okay? Since the 80s, y'all. All right, though the Mets is my team. I don't appreciate this. We just gonna play the next video because you see Nate over here just ready to start dying laughing right now, and I appreciate the host with the most. See, he doing too much, man. I was gonna give him some kudos for not rubbing it in, but pause. There he go, yo. All right, you unmuted, man. You can say what you want to say while I upload the next video. Yeah, what up? Nephew?
Yeah, that was him.
What up, nephew? We see you back there.
Oh, they want to hear you come back now. Now you can come back in.
So what happened?
What up, nephew? You good?
Nah, how you been? How you been? I can't
You
hear.
got it bent down so they can.
Listen, man, we chilling, man. We
Yeah,
cool
you see
out
me
here.
good enough.
Okay.
You
There
see my
you go.
beautiful face.
Yeah, exactly, man. Look, I see the wild hair. You know what I'm saying? It's the long hair committee,
You got the same. You got the same hair as me.
Exactly. We outside. Now I'm saying, I'm trying to tell your pops he jealous
Yeah,
of
yeah,
me.
you gotta let it breathe for real. It be hot though.
It be hot, but you know what I'm saying? If somebody got to do it. Might as well be you, young lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see why you be hating on me, because you got to look at your son's beautiful full head of hair and be like, man, I used to have it like that.
Let's be real about this, Jay. Only thing real about that, no, it ain't even looking at it. Sometimes I gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying? The haircuts ain't what they used to be back in the day.
Haircuts is a down payment on a bill.
That's a whole
That's a tank of gas.
You're paying a grip for a haircut. I
Trust
mean,
me.
you not. Hey, them fools is paying a grip.
Yeah.
To edge up a bush. That shit is crazy, man. Gang.
But you know what? This is crazy too. Hopefully this gets your this gets your approval. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can say you get thumbs up to because you was hating on the left.
See this more. There's a fly ball left center field, pretty deep. Backboard is Newbar, and it's gone.
Man, I thought that was a Montreal Expos jersey he was wearing.
Left center field, pretty deep. Backboard is Newbar, and it's gone.
That was Michael Bush's third home run because he had a 3 home run game today for the Chicago Cubs. So like they said, it was the 4th of July. He'll probably never forget.
You know he getting drug tested.
It was
Hey,
that
bro,
hot link. I was that glizzy.
like,
And then I hear 3 of them.
Pause.
Yo, bro, everybody eats glizzies.
Yeah. Well, he had a great game today. A 3 home run game. The Chicago Cubs beat the St. Louis Cardinals 11-3 today at Wrigley Field. Bush went 4 for 4 with 5 RBIs during that game and 3 home runs.
Wow. So what the Cubs looking like, man? They looking like a powerhouse show.
Cubs are one of the top teams in their division at 53-35. I think they're gonna be in the mix for their division out there in the Central. They're 4 games up on the Milwaukee Brewers, who are kind of in the middle. Chicago won 4 in a row, so St. Louis is on a 4-game losing streak right now. So they're gonna just try to increase their lead. Milwaukee, excuse me. Ooh. Milwaukee, they're playing. Who are they playing this week? I can talk about that later, but they're playing one of them teams this week. I forgot. No, I did.
You gotta be playing at least one of them, Nate. They gonna be playing somebody. They gonna play somebody. We gonna.
He threw me off on the Milwaukee question. That's why.
Nobody get. Hey, don't worry, Nate. Don't nobody worry about Milwaukee in any sport. So it's all good.
No, they're playing the Marlins, and they did win today 6-5.
See how he recovered on that, Jay? You see how he
what
bounced
he
on like you see how he threw it up? He threw that up good, like
what's
that's
his
what I'm
name?
talking about, Nate.
What's his
Real
name?
Cub reporting, baby.
MLB Nate the Great.
MLB Nate. Get that man
Come
his
on,
props.
son.
Get that man his props.
Matter of fact, before I play the next video, right, I gotta let y'all know the real reason why we got the spinoff of this show because Nate sounded so professional on our main show. You know what I'm saying? That we was like, yo, nah, Nate need his own show. Like he brought the real journalism to the podcast. We was just talking, chatting. Nate came through. He was like, yo, let me hit y'all with these stats, with these facts. Boom, 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 bap. And we was like, hold up. Brody got mad information, and you know what I'm saying? We hate cutting them short, you know what I'm saying, to keep the show flowing. So it's time to see, it's time for him to do his own show. So this is why. He just showed it. He proved himself. Even though he don't have to, because we know it.
I was just inappropriate, and I'm just fun to have on the show. So that's why I'm here.
Because you're the OG, you get away with that.
I guess so. I was gonna say it's my charisma, but it's all good.
Backyard.
Well, it's one thing to play the game hard. It's another thing to play it really smart.
Here's another one. This is
Backyard.
another
Well,
one.
it's one
right
thing
here,
to play the game
yo.
hard. It's another
This
thing
is
to play it
another
really
one
smart.
right here.
And that was a really smart.
Backyard.
Well, it's one thing to play the game hard.
The fakey do on his ass, bro. You see what he did? Oh shit! Here we go. Tap that
What?
bitch, Jay. Hit something.
What are you talking about?
You was sounding all.
Man, we ain't
You
gonna start
sounded
today.
like Charlie
Listen,
Brown's teacher. Say it
homie,
again.
they ain't gonna be happy till they break their ankle trying to slide like that.
No, bro, come on, man. Again, you gotta get let's give props where props is due. My man came up on the slide, seen my man on the hashtag. He straight put the brakes on and
Bruh.
went stop, and he faked old boy to make him fall backwards, and then he stepped on the bag.
It looks
Yo,
great.
bro, that's some classic shit right there. It's classic.
Listen, it looked great when it worked, but when it don't work and his ankle rolling
Bro,
to
he was
center
dead.
field,
Okay, Jay, I want you to
okay,
answer this question. That dude was dead to rights. He was dead. He was out. He was out until he wasn't.
Nate, let your mans know everything works until it don't work and your ankle's rolling out the center field. All right.
Y'all are hilarious tonight.
I'm just saying though. It looked good though. It looked good.
Jay, I'm not arguing, but I'm telling you, you're not gonna go, bro. For him to come up on it, I understand what you're saying. You gonna end up hurting, but bro, he was on. He knew he stopped on. He stopped on that. He gave old boy the okie doke.
Great situational awareness and stuff like that. Situational awareness. Great move, great stop. But one day you're gonna do that. You're gonna dislocate your hip, your knee,
think it's a one-time
your shoulder, and your ankle. How's it a one time? You just said they practice slides like that. They gonna watch. He gonna tumble like a tumbleweed one day. He
probably already done that.
Well, quick update in the battle of the rematch of the 2017 World Series. Victor Caratini of the Houston Astros just hit a grand slam home run off of Noah Davis as the Houston Astros are now up, have a 6-run inning going on, and they're up 13-1 on the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Sheesh.
Damn.
Are you serious?
They be holding stuff to heart, don't they?
Well, that's truthfully, I mean, you lived out there. That's the LA fans. They swear that they believe that the Astros stole the championship from them and they would have won. That wasn't the reason.
Bro,
That
a
wasn't
lot
the
of
reason they
us are
lost.
gonna be sitting there, and I'm not even a fan of the Dodgers, and I kind of go with the Dodgers on this.
No, but I hear you. But let's be honest. In that World Series, you know why they lost? Because Dave Roberts decided instead of going with his ace Clayton Kershaw to start off, he goes with a whole different pitcher. You go with your ace in Game 7. You don't bring your ace in. And so what he does, he brings his ace in the 4th inning.
I thought they was stupid because I thought they used him too much. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he had to go to that. That's why he had to go to old boy. I think it, but I'm with you on that though. Dave Roberts was the reason they lost that World Series. Dave Roberts, he had one of them mental breakdowns during that series, bro. Yeah, you're right.
Because they were down. They were down 4-0, and then by the time you brought Kershaw in, he gave you 4 scoreless innings. Now imagine if you'd have had him at the beginning with that 4 scoreless innings. Dodgers might have been celebrating the championship in 2017 instead of having to wait about 3 more years.
That was the beginning of the buildup too. Yeah, you're right.
Yo, Nate, let me ask you: did you have money? Did you bet money on that? Because you sound like you took that personal.
No, I did. They just, you know what it is? They make some. I mean, in the media, they like to make excuses for certain teams, and especially the LA teams. You know, I ain't got no shade to the LA teams, but they try to make it like these people don't make certain, like last year, like the World Series. Nobody better ever come out and say Shohei Ohtani played a big part in the World Series. The man batted 2 for 19 with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks during the world with a batting
But
average of
everybody
105
else stepped up. But
in the
everybody
World
else
Series.
for the damn Dodgers stepped up, bro.
That was the Freddie Freeman World Series.
Yeah, him and Mookie.
He,
You damn
he
right.
led it with,
Yep.
along with Mookie, Teoscar Hernandez, and everyone else on that team. Ohtani, Ohtani's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he did not contribute much in that World Series.
I think
He
there
did
was too
at
much
all.
pressure on him. I think you're right. I think he showed he was a young player in a big league series in his first big show, and he just didn't perform well. You're right. You're right.
So you
And
saying
that's
he
okay.
ain't?
And that's okay. You know,
And
it's
that's
okay to
fine.
be that way.
Yeah, it should happen that way. Honestly, it happens to the best of them. It does. I hope that he's good enough and they're good enough to bring him back to it. They've already won a couple, so
And
you know what I'm saying.
so what
Now,
you're saying is he got stage fright?
I think so. It
He's
was his
That
fraud.
first. It was his first time to show out. It was his
that
first
and he
time to show out.
that and he also jammed his hand. I think it was game 2. It was, or game 3, where he jammed his hand slide into second base. So he wasn't going to be as effective swinging that bat either. Anyway, you might think a jam hand and swinging wouldn't be that bad, but it actually is. It hurts when
But it's very
you're really hurting
uncomfortable.
and you're
Yeah, it's
swinging. It
very
hurts.
uncomfortable.
Wait,
You're
wait,
right.
wait. And you got to make contact with that with that baseball. You got
At 80 to 100 miles an hour, Jay. Talking
you
about
got
click. Talking about click, Jay. You talking about click, yo.
And, and it,
oh shit, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
yeah,
You
and it's
don't get
now
no vibe. You don't get
and
no
it's now
vibe when you hit that ball. You don't
and it's
feel
now
nothing.
17-1. It's now 17-1.
Wow.
17 to
Wow.
1.
You just gonna, you know what? We're gonna act like you didn't say that, and we just gonna play the next highlight because that's crazy. That's wild.
They just giving up the game. 17 runs.
Yeah, they
God
just said we
dang,
gonna.
yo.
To a double play and a ground ball right back to Verlin. Base hit to left. Rounding third base is Norby. He will head home. Bader's throw. They catch the tag. And they got him. Norby's thrown out on a dart from Bader in left field.
Bader said, "Take a seat."
It ran to a double play and a ground ball.
Crazy.
And that was a great play later in the outfield, which we'll just say I got something for the outfielders later on the show.
I have a question.
Are you gonna ask it?
Yeah, man. I was just waiting to see how long you gonna be. Yo, man. Do we got any? Hey, I need to know if we got any athletic highlights this week. Did my man catch anything spectacular this week?
I wouldn't call it spectacular like that, so that's why it wasn't added in there. But it was a great play. He made 2 good plays, but to me,
Okay.
it wasn't worth enough to compared to what he has done. I wouldn't have put it. I just didn't want to put it in the highlights.
All right, no, that's
But you
all I
know what?
wanted to know because I forget his name but I tell you what,
Denzel Clark.
Denzel Clark, there it is. I should remember for Denzel, but I'm expecting a play a week now. Every time this dude gets out there, Denzel done did this again because that fool be running all around the field for them fool. I didn't know
Yeah.
they be
I got
getting
one for
action
you.
out there in center field for the athletics boy. He be getting action.
Well, from the last show, go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm just saying I got a video that Unc might like, since he's looking for the Clark catch.
Well, from the last show we did, and you seen that highlight. Him and his teammate Lawrence Butler, who plays right field, were they were showcased on MLB Network that morning, the weekend they were playing the Yankees. So he's getting the recognition. Like I said, he's a young kid. I think everything else will come together. But hey, if you got somebody that's out there who can play defensively, you still will be on the field every day.
And that's gonna be a standout thing. They know that they don't have to worry about anything getting dropped out there or getting missed. This dude is shagging everything. He ain't missing. So yeah, keep showing him. Yeah, he is batting 230, but when he is on base, he's running good. But on the defense, he's doing outstanding. Show him up.
Hey. Let me know what you think of this one right here, man. Since you're looking for a
That
Denzel.
is phenomenal. High fly ball, deep left center. Young is back at the wall. He tries to scale and does. What a play. He suctioned to the wall and reeled back in a possible home run. That is phenomenal. Jacob Young, my word.
Saying, what you think?
You know what? I gotta say one thing. Here it is. Nice catch. And the reason why it's nice is because, first of all, I ain't seen no white man jump like that in a long time. He got up there. That was a pretty good move.
Yeah, man, that man is Puerto Rican.
That man ain't is that a Puerto Rican?
I don't know. I'm lying. Don't you don't listen.
He looked mighty white to me. He just out there trying to go. I got it, guys. He went up there, got that. That was a good play.
So, besides the color of his ethnicity, that was a great play by Jacob Young, center field out there for the young and upcoming, I believe, Washington Nationals. It was a great play out there in the outfield with him and James Wood out there in the outfield. You know, look out for the Nationals in a few years or so. They're going in the right direction, you know, because they've been at the bottom for a little while now out there in DC. So, you know, with them coming up, the Commanders coming up, then the whole, they feeling some kind of way out there in the DMV.
Oh man, don't be doing that. Not while I'm on here. I am in the DMV and I will give them their props. But don't be thinking I'll be giving them all that out. And look here, man.
Okay, my bad. I forgot because you are a Cowboys fan. My bad. You are a Cowboys fan. My bad. Well, I'm gonna just say the Nationals.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and
Washington Nationals, that Unc's favorite baseball team.
Not my favorite, but I'll go watch them. I like the Nationals. The
Yeah,
Nationals are all right.
They actually have a really nice stadium
too.
too.
The Commander, you didn't hear? He mixed in the Commanders with that flubber bub. You want to
That's
go
why he
ahead
was
and
feeling
give
some
him
kind of way.
that? That's cool. We in Major League Baseball. We ain't talking about no NFL. I don't want to hear nothing about them damn Bammers. They Bammers.
Nationals, Commanders. Listen, your state just got it bad.
And the Capitals. Don't forget the Capitals.
Oh, the Capitals.
We're talking about OV and their world champions a couple of years ago. Got to give them props. Can't say nothing bad about the Nationals. They won a couple here a few years ago. You know, they're looking like doo-doo recently, but like he just said, they trying.
And so did the Mystics.
But don't be talking about bro. It's the Commanders, bro. They to me, they still balance.
And so did the Mystics too. Just to, before not to get off track.
Mystics, that's right. Hey, DC is a fun place to come and watch some sports, yo. It is. It is fun to come and watch the sports.
Shout out to Howard University.
Shout out. No, that they did.
AJ, did you check? AJ, I put a message in the chat. Just FYI.
All right, cool. I'm gonna check it out. While I play this next video, I'm gonna check what Nate sent.
Ground ball, deep, short, long throw to first, and
got that ass.
By Horowitz. Kiner Falefa. Stellar. Ball, deep, short, long throw to first.
That's great. Yeah, that was a great snag by Isaiah Kiner Falefa. If you heard that name before, You remember he used to be with the New York Yankees before going out there in Pittsburgh.
You all right?
What are you
OG?
doing?
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was reading. You see him read for that ball. He read. He said, bring me that ball, my son.
Hey, yo. All right. Let's see what this next play right here. Oh, you're gonna see the reason why I said, "Hey, yo." I just can't say the caption. You know what I'm saying? It's a razzle dazzle play from Jay.
The 1-2. And that's towards the hole. Ramirez stabs at it. Grabs it, spins, and throws him out. What a play by Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez plays one of the deeper third bases that you'll see in the league. Look where he's out there when he makes that play, almost at the cut of the grass.
I like when a motherfucker do a 360, boy. When he come off the hot corner and grab and snack that, and then turn around and force that thing right there, hit that man. That's the prettiest play in baseball, bro.
If he playing third base, why look like he was in shortstop?
Because he was in shortstop. That fool was all the way in the hole, bro. He was way in the hole.
Like, I'd have been like, man, move. That's my play to make, man. You're doing too much, bro. Stay on third.
The shortstop got him diving in the background, talking about,
exactly. You got me diving for no reason. My ribs hurt and catch the ball, bro. Like, come on.
Shortstop wouldn't even be able to make a play on that had he left that alone.
Yeah,
wow.
He got up and talked all about him too. Look here, bro.
Dang, let me find out you a J Ram fan, yo.
Just calling it how it is, man.
I'm over here rooting for the shortstop. He on a contract. He trying to get a contract. It's a contract year. He trying to show what he could do.
Sometimes
it would have looked spectacular if he would have been there just a little bit sooner.
Well, just speaking as a former third baseman, I was infield altogether, but sometimes you got to cut it off, because
bro, especially if you got the momentum, you know what I'm saying? You just take that thing on the scoop and go, bro. Because you see what he did with it. You see how he got that, bro. He spun on that, He spun on a dime.
As soon as we get back in the dugout, I'm gonna say, do that again, and I'm gonna trip you.
Then you go smack him with the squeegee.
Let's see
how good that looks. You let that shortstop get that ball.
Exactly. Let's see what my man George is on right now.
Well, hit ball to right center field. It's gone.
I did not think
right on cue. George Springer with more damage, and the Blue Jays lead 3-1.
I had no idea where he was. I was hoping just TP.
That was just George Springer with another outstanding game for it. I mean, he had a series against the Yankees. A series.
Let me ask you a question. Are you showing that because he was a former Astro?
No.
You're just giving him props, right?
Yeah. Toronto and
I'm just checking, man. I got to look at you. I got to check on you.
We ain't doing no bias. We ain't doing no bias over here.
Ain't no bias. All right. You heard him say no bias.
Nah. I will say Nate is unbiased and stuff like that. But he seems a little biased when he talks about my Mets.
That was an Astro. That was a former Astro, and he went out there and he was putting bang on that ball, yo.
And he's
playing ask that question.
He's playing on the Toronto team right now. That's won 6 in a row and is now in first. A team that everybody.
He's been a big contribution to that crap. Yeah, he has.
A team that they were just talking about even last year and then even in this year talking about breaking up. People thought Vlad Guerrero wasn't going to resign, and then they was wondering should you trade Bichette? Should you break the team up and just start all over? What can you get for them at this point? And the fact that they've instead responded back by going on a 6-game winning streak and is now in first place over the Yankees with a 2-game lead over the Yankees and Tampa Bay. They're looking pretty good going into the All-Star break, and we'll see if they can keep that momentum going into the second half of the season.
That's the whole thing, yep.
Yo, swung out.
We got this video right here. Somebody, my man Kyle Riley, making a history.
High fly ball. Way back there. Back at the wall. God! He's hit it out again! It's a career high 35th home run. Happy Independence Day, Cal Raleigh. He has now tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs ever hit before the All-Star break by a Seattle Mariner. History continues for Cal Raleigh.
She's netted.
Yeah, so with that, and also in his career high period, because so far his career high with home runs was 34 in the season, and that was last year. So right now he's at 35 already, and we're only going into this. We're only going into the halfway mark of the season.
Halfway mark of the season, bro. These cats are out here cracking. They already on 30 cracks, bro. He's
He's back,
looking at 40, bro. Oh man.
and he's batting 271 with 74 RBIs with an OPS of 1.27.
You know how
So
to, is he all right? So let me Nate, you think he a juicer?
no,
He just banging.
I think most players these days hitting wise are better enough to where you don't need to do that. I think that was a. I know everybody talks about the steroid era. Some people liked it, but I think that era is over with personally for the most part.
No, you kind of do.
Got to give a guy a lot of credit if his hand speed and his eye speed are locking in and getting them any kind of hits in professional baseball. So I gotta agree with you. I like to bring it up and drive somebody crazy because it just gotta sound sensible when you see somebody doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they'd be like, "Ah, they just be faking." No, they get. That's what they're
Juicy,
pros for. They're pros.
juicy,
They do
juicy.
this game. They do this game for a contract because they know how to do it well. And I'm with you on that. I don't think they messing around. They out there trying to get it all the time.
Nah, he juicing.
You think you juicing?
He juicing. Man, let's see what my Jeff McNeil is doing. You know?
Wide and tagged somehow by McNeil, and he's got him at first base. Oh, wow. McNeil had to run a country mile just to get to that ball and picked it up on one hop with a dive and made a spectacular play for the second out. Wide and
That's what makes the Mets amazing. They do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I give it as my favorite baseball. I mean, my favorite place on the field to play second base. Give a salute to Jeff McNeil. Which, if you've never seen Jeff McNeil out there, for those who are watching, this is something that he does on a regular basis. So he's always been clutch, just like he was in the bottom of the eighth inning today against the Yankees, hitting a 2-run home run to go ahead to give the Mets a 6-5 lead against the Yankees, which they held on to win the first game. You know, Jeff McNeil. You know, a lot of people, all the attention goes to Soto and the Polar Bear and Lindor, but Jeff McNeil is just as much important as him or Brandon Nimmo or anybody else on that team.
Yeah, and see, because we have so many amazing players, it gives Jeff the time just to chill, lay in the shadows, and just be the head that he is. Shout out to my amazing Mets, yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those who have maybe never seen Delusion in person, just so you know, this is what Delusion is on a regular basis. Now, it's not. You know how when Uncle was saying at the beginning, he was on the commentators glazing that catch against the Dodgers. That's Jay. Every little thing. If the mascot did a dance, he'd be glazing it. If two guys dressed like aliens in the crowd were dancing, Jay would glaze it too as well because he'd be out there right there with them.
I mean, you're right, because the amazing Mets are out of this world. Even our fans are extraterrestrials. They realize the best team in the whole galaxy to root for is the Mets. So, of course, we got aliens that come to our games, that dance, that want to be a part of the fanfare. Of course, Mr. Met got the best pop and lock. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't I not celebrate the amazing Mets?
In that game, and it would escape the depths of Broncos.
Come
Moving
on.
on.
Point.
The excellence of execution. Like, that's what the Mets are, yo.
You're making Unc sleepy. Moving on.
I'm not making Unc sleep. It's past his bedtime.
You making me thirsty though, cause you really over there talking some trash shit right there, fool. Though ain't nobody
Listen,
paying no attention to you and them damn
listen,
men.
them Pauls, them salty ass peanuts you eating is making you thirsty.
Them salty
Now,
ass nuts. I mean, Mets you talking about?
and that
Hey,
was between the legs played by Spencer Strider at Atlanta Braves, which Atlanta will be hosting the All-Star game this year.
oh, word. Dang.
Yeah, I'll provide more information on that later on in the show.
All right, and we got one more video. We got one more video to show for the recap, and I think it's the best. Like, this is probably the best video to end the recap with. You know what I'm saying? Nate, he may not agree with this. Unc may have something to say, but you know, it doesn't really matter what they think right now, because this is how you end the recap session with MLB with Nate the Great. Make sure the volume is on. You guys can hear it.
McNeil, it's a rocket deep right field. That's out of here, and the Mets have the lead. Jeff McNeil into the second deck. A 2-run shot. 6-5 Mets. Out of the shadows and into the upper deck. McNeil with a 2-run homer, and the Mets have the lead.
Let's watch that again. Listen to it.
And McNeil, it's a rocket deep right
There
field.
it
That's
goes,
out of
man.
here, and the Mets
There it
have
is.
the lead. Jeff McNeil into the.
Wow, that was epic right there. So then we just see him make a wonderful defensive play, and now offense too. Wow, amazing.
I thought we saw that play earlier today.
What happened?
I thought we saw that highlight earlier.
No, we didn't. I don't think so.
We didn't see that highlight right there?
Mm-mm.
Man, there must have been a lot of Met stuff in there today, huh?
Ladies and
Good
gentlemen,
hit. That was a great hit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was a great hit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say I do not add any of the videos. Okay, every video that comes on that you see here is uploaded by MLB Nate the Great. So again, if you happen to see a lot of Mets stuff, hey, just because Nate was like, "Yo, the Mets are so amazing that I got to show them." I noticed we didn't see too much from the Yankees this week, though.
As you can see, this is what a person who doesn't hate can do. If we let Jay put up the videos, it would have been all Mets highlights.
I would just like to let you know that Jay is he's the executive producer and editor of everything that goes up on here. So he has say about all of that. He can look. I'm pretty sure that Nate put in there an equal amount of other teams, and Jay just happened to splice that shit to the back.
Nate,
Jay good for that, bro.
Nate, did I edit anything that you put up here? Did I not play any video that you posted?
I don't know.
I didn't really think about
Yeah, we gotta think about that one, huh? I hear that.
I had to do it, Jay. I had to do it, Jay.
Your own people, y'all.
Think about that, Nate. Wait a minute, y'all. We can't show this one.
Listen,
this one is definitely. How many times we heard this, Nate? This one definitely getting us banned. This one getting us kicked off the platform for sure.
see,
We
that's
can't do this one.
that's on the main
No,
podcast.
we can't show that one.
That's on the main podcast, man. This one, you know what I'm saying? I can show all the videos, yo. It keeps us safe, though. But nah, we appreciate those videos, Nate. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that recap of the last week's games and stuff like that. Let us know what's going on. The highlights. We definitely look forward to the next recap. Now we got some MLB news.
That was funny, and it took me like 2 minutes.
Unfortunately, we have some sad news to share to start off this news. It is not our favorite news, but it is something that we have to do though because it's only right. So Nate, I'm gonna let you talk about, you know what I'm saying, this up while I post a picture. You can talk about the person, the player, and everything they contributed to the MLB.
Yeah, so recently this past week on June 20, I mean over the last week, June 28th, the great Dave Parker passed away at the age of 74 from complications of Parkinson's disease. He was a right fielder. He played from 1973 to 1971. He was a seven-time All-Star, so from the 77, 79 to 81, 85, 86, and 1990. He was a two-time World Series champion in 1979 and 1989 with the 79 with the Pittsburgh Pirates, 89 with the Cincinnati Reds. He was National League MVP in 1978. He was a three-time Gold Glove Award winner. I'm sorry, 89 was with the Pirates too. If I'm not mistaken. No, I could have been with the Reds. My bad. I'm a little off on that right now. He's a three-time Gold Glove Award winner. He's a three-time Silver Slug Award winner, a two-time National League batting champion, National League RBI leader. He led the National League RBIs in 1985. He was inducted to the Pittsburgh Pirates Hall of Fame and the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. He was he was to be inducted officially into the Major League Baseball World Series in 29 days when the upcoming Hall of Fame inductee the weekend of All Star Weekend. He was later on after All Star Weekend along with CC Sabathia, Ichiro Suzuki, and Billy Wagner. He did start off his career. He grew up in Grenada, Mississippi, where he went to Corte High School. Football was his favorite sport, but he ended up playing baseball. And we just wanted to give him kudos and show him and give him his flowers for his career that he's given out to the league, especially as one of the predominantly black athletes in baseball during that time.
Yo, again, rest in peace, RIP to Dave Parker, yo. You know what I'm saying? Salute to his family, yo. We appreciate everything that you contributed to the game of baseball. We're glad that you made it to the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? You made it. It's Cooperstown, right? I want to make sure I say it correctly.
Yeah, and just to correct, 89 it was with the Oakland Athletics.
Okay, we glad that you made it to Cooperstown because they let you know that you was a hitter, you was a major player. Just sad that you couldn't get your roses while you were still living and watch your stats be displayed, on a plaque and stuff. But thank you for sharing that with us, Nate. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't remember our past, you know what I'm saying, and our history and our legends who played before us, then they're forgotten and it just sucks, yo.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. Did you remember Dave Parker during that time?
Oh, okay. So now you do get to bring me back on it. And I was going to say that I have a lot of fond memories of Dave Parker playing with the Pittsburgh Pirates when he was with Willie Stargell. Around that time, that was when the Pittsburgh Pirates had that "We Are Family" type. They had that "We Are Family" thing going with them when they won their World Series in the '70s, and it was Dave Parker, Willie Stargell. They had the damn Scarecrow, Kent Ticovey. They were a pretty amazing team, and Dave Parker was Willie Stargell was the linchpin, but Dave Parker was their bat, bro. He was the big bat, and he was a big man in when he played for the Pirates. But he was also a really big figurehead when he got over to the Cincinnati Reds when they won this World Series too. He played a really big role in winning the World Series with them also. So, like you said, shout out to the Parker family, to all those that are remaining here. Condolences. But again, like Jay said, all that is to see a great man going to the Baseball Hall of Fame, man. I'm glad he's in there with Willie Stargell and that Pirate team. He was a part of a great legacy back in the day, and he was a really, really good and very popular player. So, again, shout outs, Dave Parker.
Yes, yes. Shout out to big old, you know what I'm saying, the big Dave. Yeah. Up next though, we have something on the, you know what I'm saying, to flip the script, you know what I'm saying, the yin to the yang, you know what I'm saying, to bring a little highlight. We have another piece of history right there coming up that I think somebody will never forget, and they accomplish an amazing feat. So here goes the video. Let's just play it and see what's going on.
First pitch missing, low ball 1-2. Arozarena beginning the bottom of the second inning. Pedro Pages leads off and takes one that is just a little bit outside.
That ain't it, Jay.
Missing low ball 1-2. Arozarena beginning the bottom.
Just go with it. Play with it.
Pedro Pages leads off and takes one that is just a little bit outside.
So that's from Cleveland Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz, who has now been placed on leave currently right now, as he is being investigated for possible gambling. And as seen, they were showing two of those pitches where they were investigating about those pitches that he threw, about batters that he walked during that game. So there is a investigation going on right now. Major League Baseball has been cooperative. He's going to be on non-disciplinary paid leave through July the 17th. So they were saying that it happened in June 15th against the Seattle Mariners and the June 27th game against the St. Louis Cardinals. And both of those innings, he ended up being a ball or he hit a batter in both of those games. So that's where apparently there's been a flag on it, basically from the bettors out in Ohio, New York, and New Jersey, just questioning about his pitching during that. And I know that's kind of, to me, I don't know what may have tipped him off to maybe think that, unless maybe somebody had placed a bet on Ortiz, which there is some rumors that possibly some money was given and then a bet was placed on what he would do that in it, because there are stats in baseball that's called a whip, which is how many times a pitcher would walk a batter within an inning. So if somebody places a bet that's kind of little, like, you know, you place I'm gonna throw a high number. You throw a $250,000 bet out on that he'll walk a batter or something like that in that inning. It'll be kind of weird, especially if that batter only maybe walks or hits one person in, or maybe zero per inning by the second inning. So right now we're going to see how that investigation goes. I'm not sure if they got enough to actually convict him of anything, but we'll have to sit out here and wait and see. As you know, gambling is a big part of sports these days, and you got players that's always getting caught up in, you know, these gambling rings that's going on.
He had to pay his some child support payments, and his baby mother was like, "Listen, man, you better hit somebody in the seventh inning, yo.
I need get me my money,
run me my coins." And I just want to apologize for the mishap on the mistake. I thought I was playing another video, but I'm gonna save that video for the very end so we can end on a lighter note. The next video I'm about to play, though, I definitely don't know if I agree or disagree, but just with the caption, I agree with the caption. We're gonna watch the video, see the highlight. Nate gonna give us the breakdown because, you know, he knows the real deal. I just go off a clickbait, and then, you know, I jump down the rabbit hole.
You were just dying.
Right. Here we go, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Cruz was benched tonight for lazy base running and effort. There was a double play ball here in the seventh inning, and it looks like he is just jogging it out when the throw is coming back to first base with McCutchen on deck. So post-game manager Don Kelly said that O'Neill was removed from the game due to energy and effort, and he's unwilling to say if Cruz will play tomorrow. Brian Reynolds had some words for O'Neill Cruz as they were going back into the field. And earlier this week, O'Neill Cruz made that error in center field, and he wasn't hustling to chase down the ball. He let the right fielder go and get it. So this has been a common theme for O'Neill Cruz. O'Neill Cruz was benched.
Yeah, so as you can see from there, O'Neill Cruz and And it's been said also that he's been supposedly checked out from the team. So I'm not sure if he's just not happy with the team or is anything else is going on beyond behind closed doors where he's decided where he no longer wants to be there. As you can see, those plays, those are just common things in baseball that you don't do. You always run out the ground ball no matter what, even if you might think you might not make it, you still run it out. As you can see, the play where he missed the ball in the outfield, it was kind of a lackluster effort, and then when the ball went past, he just kind of sat there and watched. So his right fielder had to come all the way over and come cover him instead of him hustling back to grab the baseball and throw it back in. These are things that will get you sat down, quick, fast, in a hurry. In baseball, that most coaches will sit you down, no matter your status on the team. And I think even if O'Neal is upset on the team, if he possibly is, it's not the right way to go about things. When you're a player, Unc, what you think?
So I was in the middle of a cough. I'm with you on that. You can't put yourself in front of everybody like that. That throws everybody off, and the coach he's gotta do something immediately. So I'm with you. Like you got we got to yank your ass. You got to go
Well,
quick.
normally I play devil's advocate, and I was like, you know what? Maybe he had an upset spirit, and he knew when he was running the first base that he was automatically going to be out. So I ain't going to run it out. I got bubble guts. But then when they showed that play in the outfield where you just let it go past you, you just turned around and looked at it like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna sit you down, player.
Yeah, that's two plays in the same week,
And
Yeah, that's not even healthy at all.
so
and
I'll
Not
be
healthy at
I'll be
all.
real with you. That play in the outfield. See, I don't mind you being lazy running the first base. Yeah, bro, you look. I'd appreciate if you run a little faster, but I can tell you was gonna be out. Cool. Make it up on defense, and we all right. But if I'm his man, and I had to run all the way from right field to come help you out, yeah, I'm gonna throw. When I throw the ball, it's gonna bust you in the back of the head. I'm gonna do that on purpose.
He
see,
might not be the ball, but he will get slapped in the back of his head.
Like
and he's
we
one
gonna
of the
talk.
young up and coming players in the league in general, and on that young Pittsburgh team. He's batting 208 right now with 15 home runs, 35 RBIs. With him, of course, Andrew McCutchen, who's the elder on the team, who's probably playing his last few years in the league before he retires. Key Brian Hayes, Brian Reynolds. They got a nice young team, and Isaiah Conner-Falefa, who we saw earlier with the highlight play. They got a nice little young team there. Pittsburgh has always been known to build up players and then trade them to other teams so
Yeah.
that they can make playoff runs. But I'm hoping that they keep this team together. But I don't know if O'Neal Cruz will be part of that future. And we'll just have to see what happens going forward and how they're going to handle the second half with the trade deadline coming up. We'll have to see if maybe they possibly move him because with his contract and with him at his status, he's too good of a player just to send back down to the minors. So it might be possibly where they may end up moving him by the during the trade deadline right now coming up.
Hey, listen, I really don't think if you play that way, you toxic to the team because that type of energy comes into the dugout. That type of energy goes into the locker room. That type of energy spills into practice. Um, you got to treat that like a rotten tooth or a rotten root or cancer. You just got to immediately get rid of it, yo. I think if he doesn't improve within like tomorrow and show effort and that you want to be here, yeah, we got to get rid of you. I don't think there's no place on the team for somebody like that. Remember that time we had that sit down with Unc, and we had to tell Unc like, "Yo, listen, you got to stop being Uncle. You can't be on the virtual man cave podcast." Remember that, Nate?
Nope. There's two.
I don't think I was on there for that one.
Yeah,
That
Nate,
was
we ain't gonna say it, but you just had to agree with me, Nate. That's all you had to do.
I'd be like, what?
Exactly. And I just I be making up stories.
It's natural for me to act like that, huh?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But
The
now,
what?
the last this is a bright note. This is a wonderful note. This is the video that I wanted to play before, but after I made a mistake, we're gonna end it correctly. You know what I'm saying? End the news segment correctly with this video right here, with this wonderful highlight.
Y'all trying to be me so bad, bro. You can't outdo the doer on Photo Grade.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Yeah, he plays great every time now, though. When he plays sign, that's what we on him. He just do whatever else.
The ravine.
So that's Los Angeles Dodgers longtime player, one of their favorites, Clayton Kershaw, reaching 3,000 strikeouts for his career. He's now the 20th pitcher to reach 3,000 strikeouts. He joins two other players that are currently active that have 3,000 strikeouts, which is Max Scherzer of the Toronto Blue Jays and Justin Verlander, excuse me, of the Houston Astros, who both have 3,000 as well and are still currently active players. He's also the fifth pitcher to record 3,000 strikeouts with a single team, joining Walter Johnson, Bob Gibson, Steve Carlton, and John Smoltz. Now Clayton Kershaw, of course, he's been a long time. He's been a Dodger his entire career. He's part of the 2020 World Series championship team. He was with the Dodgers for all the other and last year, even though last year he didn't play, he was hurt. He was hurt for that season. He's won the Triple Crown. He's a 3-time Cy Young winner. Right now, currently, when he came back this midway through the season, he was 4-0 with a 3.43 ERA and 32 strikeouts with a WHIP of 1.25. Kershaw's other accolades is he's a 5-time ERA. He has 5 ERA titles. He's also been Player of the Year, along with a Gold Glove and the Clemente Award. So we want to shout out to Clayton Kershaw and his career as he is currently in his 18th year in the league.
I didn't know he had been around that long. I knew he had all those. That's an impressive list of accolades.
Yeah.
I just didn't recognize that he had been here for 18 years. But I had to add it up because there's one bad thing about Clayton Kershaw, and he's gonna have a reputation of not being there for the big games for the Dodgers when they needed him. He was always up to the big game, and then at the big game, it never was him, and he never got a chance. I think to do 3,000 strikeouts with one team is absolutely that's crazy. That's a lot of people to be striking out.
Yeah.
Bro. That's a
I
lot
was
of
just
people.
thinking about it in my head, like the numbers and how many pitches you have to go, how many games you got to play, and yeah, that's kudos, man.
In 2015, he struck out 301 that season.
Yo, I wonder how many times he got drug tested that season.
There you go. Oh, his best season as far as win wise, he had 2 seasons actually. Well, his best season was 2014, the year before that when he went 21-3. He had an ERA of 1.77, which led all majors. He also led all majors with a win-loss percentage of .875 with a WAR of 7.7. He's had some great numbers. He had 248 strikeouts in 2011, 232 in 2013. Now during the 2010s, as Uncle was saying during that time, a lot of times when LA made the playoffs, he didn't come through when it mattered. And at that time he was compared to a fellow lefty in the division, Madison Bumgarner, who during that time was actually coming through and delivering. This is not to take away from any of Kershaw's shine. I'm just saying that's who he was being matched up against at that time. Of course, Bumgarner has been in the league for about 3 years now.
And they was killing it up there in San Francisco.
Yeah. San Francisco had like a little mini dynasty during that time. They had won 3 championships in that 5-year span. So and Kershaw and them were sometimes beat out by San Francisco, and there was always debate on who was better. But got to give it credit to a guy who played 18 years in the league. He's been injured a lot over the last 2 years, but right now, LA needs his arm back, so they're glad. I know they're glad to have him back right now.
Word. Yo, I was watching a little bit of highlight of that game, and then I saw when they took the mound out of the they took the little thing to stand out the pitching mound for him. They dug it up, Yo, I didn't know the man was that big. Pause.
Oh, you talking about that? I know. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, the white part, like they pulled it up. That girl was like, I said, hold up, it keep going, going. I said, yo, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I do the
I just thought it
grizzly
was like,
bear, bro. He
I thought it
big.
was like maybe like this big. I think it was like 2 feet down to the dirt, yo.
Yeah.
Him and CC Sabathia would throw you off, bro. You would think they wasn't until you stood next to them. Something you like, whoa, wait a minute now, Grizzly Adams.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Kershaw sits at 6'4".
that's
That's crazy.
Grizzly Adams, and that's a grizzly bear.
Yeah, I gun you down from the mound. That was the last video that we have for the news. Now we do have a couple of pictures that I'm going to highlight real fast and show. Nate can give us the breakdown about what's going on, the caption of the pictures and stuff and whatnot. But again, shout out to Crenshaw for his for that 3K right there. Yeah, that's impressive.
So we're just gonna go over a couple news things, nothing in detail. Just show some other news that's going on. Alex Verdugo of the Atlanta Braves has been designated for assignment. You on? You can slide it on. Bryce Harper made his return on recently on the 29th, 30th for the Philadelphia Phillies. So he's been activated from the injured list. I know the Phillies are glad to have him back. He's one of their top performers.
Oh, my bad, y'all.
We appreciate Jay for doing all the photo and video work uploads today. Jeremy Pena from the Houston Astros was placed on the injured list due to a rib fracture that he suffered a couple of days ago. So he'll be out for he may be out for a little while. I think right now he's going to be possibly on the 15 the 30 day 15 to 30 days for right now.
Listen, them rib injuries ain't nothing to play with.
And Jose Altuve passed Jeff Bagwell for second most hits on the Houston Astros in the history of Astros franchise, only behind Craig Biggio.
That's dope.
Oh, sorry. And Yordan Alvarez, another Astro, and Uncle, I don't want to hear nothing from you. He suffered a setback in his rehab coming back, so he'll be reevaluated and seeing when he'll be able to return. So unfortunately, the Astros are going to lose out on their big bat on their big guy out there. He's going to be out for a little bit longer. So we wish Yordan Alvarez speedy recovery.
Facing the roof, but God damn it.
And also, Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres will play for his home Dominican Republic in 2026 in the World Baseball Classic.
Nice.
Oh my God, my God.
There was also a rumor that Aroldis Chapman was going to actually try to play for the United States.
Oh wow! Word.
Even though he's a Cuban, he's from a Cuban defect, but he's a U.S. citizen, so he's actually trying to see if he can play for the United States.
Nice. You know, the USA is gonna find a way if we can help. If we can get if he's gonna help us win, we're gonna find a way to let him play. Shoot. And then the last one for the night, Kevin.
And in the last video for night, Kevin Pillar announced his retirement from the league. After playing 13 seasons in Major League Baseball, Pillar has played around. I'm fumbling up the words a little bit. He's played around in multiple teams over the years, playing with the Toronto Blue Jays, playing with the Boston Red Sox. He's also played with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Throughout his career, he was a big part of that team. He also played for the Texas Rangers. In his career, excuse me, in his career stats, Pillar had for his career, he had through 4,131 at bats. He had 1,053 hits, 114 RBIs, averaging with a batting average of 255, 469 RBIs, and 111 stolen bases during his time.
I get the Vandal. I get a Vandal. I don't get a kill for
and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's unfortunately he never did play for any championship teams during his time in the league. I was trying to look, but no, he didn't during any time. But want to wish he still had a great career. I mean, 13 years in the league. You know, most people don't get to play even that long, close to that amount of time. So, you know, an into a great an into his career for Kevin Pillar.
Hey man, that's how you know what I'm saying. Like you said, 13 wonderful seasons. Most people don't get that longevity. I'm pretty sure he just had fun playing the game that he loved. Of course, he would probably appreciate it if he won a championship, a World Series, and whatnot. But the fact that he just made the World Series is enough. I mean, made the MLB is just enough to be happy and accomplished. But again, Nate, we thank you for that MLB news and highlights and topics and stuff like that for letting us be, aware of what's going on around the league. Upcoming next, now we're going to do this a little bit different. Normally, when we do Shining Stars, Nate the Great usually picks his own particular 2 plays that he wants to highlight. But as the past week's been going on, Nate's been highlighting players that the league has been mentioning about. So we're going to start off with that, and then we're going to lead into who Nate picked himself personally. So, Nate, I'm going to present it real fast, and then you go ahead and you can talk about these first gentlemen that are the players of the month for the MLB.
So for players of the month, we have Kyle Rowley from the Seattle Mariners, and we have Juan Soto of the New York Mets. Zoom in a little bit, Jay. Yeah, as you can see, during this month, Kyle Rowley had a batting average of 300 with an OPS of 1.88. He had 11 home runs and 27 RBIs. Juan Soto batted 322. How many home runs is that? I'm sorry, because I'm
Juan Soto had 11 home runs, 20 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.196.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am working on getting a tablet or something else so I can help me out going forward. Donations.
They help out tremendously.
Next up, we have pitchers of the month, which will go to Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros. And we'll have Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies. What's the stats on
crazy?
Because I know you can see it better than I can.
Of course, Hunter Brown right now has a 30.1 IP, 39 strikeouts, 1.19 ERA, and a whip of 0.82.
And so for those who wonder what IP, what he was saying is actually innings pitch, how many innings they pitch.
And then Zach Wheeler, the other pitcher of the month, he has an IP of 31 with 42 Ks, an ERA of 0.58, and a WHIP of 0.87.
All right, so the next we have up will be
the relievers of the month.
And it's Josh Hader. Sorry, it was Josh Hader of the Houston Astros.
There's a Houston theme going on over here. Now, you talk about Nate Drake's not biased, but where does he live at? He lives in Houston, I believe. There's been a lot of fanfare of Houston going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, hold up. Wait a minute. I got to bring it back. Now, remember earlier when they was talking about being delusional and you know what I'm saying, what it looks like in real life?
Oh, you gonna give me the zoom in?
Yeah, this is when you have executive controls. This is what you do, Nate. This guy right here has been highlighting Houston all night long. I just want to let you know that. He might be a low-key closet Houston fan who's a little bit delusional tonight.
Nah.
But we're going to go back to the stats, though, right here of the relief pitchers of the month. Right now, Josh Hader has an IP of 13.2 with 22 strikeouts, an ERA of 1.98, and he has 9 saves. David Bednar. How you say his name?
Bednar,
okay, because I'm gonna chop his name up, not being disrespectful. He has an IP of 10 with 16 Ks. His ERA is at 0, and he has 5 saves.
All right, thanks, Jay. And that's your relievers of the month. And then we're gonna have next should be your rookies of the month, which should be Nick Kurtz of the of the Athletics, and Jason Mizorowski of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Wait. How you get his last name right but his first name wrong? That's Jacob, not Jason.
Oh yeah, Jake. My bad, Jake. Hey, I'm better. I'm better with the bigger words. Who knows?
I see. I can say the simple stuff. But Nick Kurtz, he has an OPS of .926 with 7 home runs and 17 RBIs. Jacob Mikabishi,
Mizorowski.
yeah, what Nate said, has an IP of 16 with 19 strikeouts, an ERA of 1.13, and a WHIP of .63.
I don't know that word. I play Neon.
All right, thanks, Jay, for that. And now, so we can shout out to all the players of the month, players, relievers, rookies of the month. And now we're gonna go into our shining stars for this week. We're gonna go third base. We're gonna go third baseman. And we're gonna start off with the Tampa Bay Rays in the American League with Junior Caminero, batting average of 262, 54 RBIs with an OPS of 823. Junior Caminero is 22 years old from the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Was born. Actually, his birthday is today, coming up July the 5th. Well, it's not Saturday yet, but July 5th, 2003. He joined the Tampa Bay Rays on September 23rd of 2023. He first had signed with the Cleveland Indians for the international free agent back in July of 2019. So he's one of the young. Caminero has just been on a real. I mean, he's been on a hot streak lately. You can't deny what he's been doing so far this season for the Tampa Bay Rays, who have stayed in the American League East race right now. And Caminero has been a big part of that. His offense and defensively, he's been one of the top players for that team. So shout out to Junior Caminero. And now we're going to move over to the National League to Eugenio Suarez of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Suarez is batting 250 with 27 home runs and 70 RBIs with an OPS of 879. Suarez has from Puerto Ordaz, I don't know if it's Bolivar, Venezuela. Sorry if I got that wrong. He was born July 18th of 1991. He's 33 years old. He started his career with the Detroit Tigers in 2014. He joined on June 4th of 2014. He spent stints with the Cincinnati Reds, the Seattle Mariners before joining the Diamondbacks last year. He's a 2018 All-Star. He also hit 4 home runs in one game back in April 26th of this year, actually, where he hit his 4 home runs. That he's been a big part of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's a consistent. I mean, he's a beast with the hits. He's a constant contact hitter and has power as well. So these are your shining stars of this week for Major League Baseball. For me, my shining stars. So shout out to Eugenio Suarez and Junior Caminero.
And listen, I just want to give a special shout out to our shining star tonight, which is Unc, because he is fighting sleep really hard right now. And I mean, Unc is fighting. He put up a good fight, y'all. He out there. You know what I'm saying? Sleep hit him with an uppercut. Almost had him out. Unc was on the ropes. He almost had the rope dope, but he came back. Hit Sleep with a 2-piece. He's here.
And Unc, we just had a Denzel Clark highlight on offense as I'm watching San Francisco against the A's with a great triple that he made.
Good.
But you got to blame the outfielder though for missing that. But he hustled all the way out the box, all the way to third base.
Now, Nate, again, as always, yo, that was a dope list of the shining stars of the 2 plays that you highlight. I think it's kind of cool that you included who the MLB is picking for their plays of the week and their highlights and stuff like that, who they're highlighting within the MLB as well. I just want to let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, you guys got to pay attention to when Nate does his shining stars, because there was one week where Nate spoke about the shining stars, and like the following week, that player got like player of the week in the MLB. So I just want to let y'all know, Nate really knows what the hell he be talking about on this. Like, we don't call him MLB Nate the Great just because. We really would want y'all to pay attention to what he do, you know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't take this lightly, yo. You know what I'm saying? He takes this very seriously to the heart. You know what I'm saying? Even though I add a lot of comic relief, unks over here, we act silly. Nate is super professional when it comes to this stuff. So when he talks about the shining stars, upcoming players to look out for, pay attention to, yo, keep your ear to the street, man, because he knows what he's talking about. You might learn a thing or two about a thing or two, you know. But that was dope though. Speaking about upcoming games and things to look out for, that's the next thing that we have coming up. So let me bring up the picture real fast, and they can let us know the best games to watch next week though. Even though all games are probably going to be dope, but there's probably particular ones you want to pay more attention to if you can.
Yeah, so coming up, so for the rest of this weekend, which is this 4th of July weekend, the games to look at are, as you see, the Cincinnati Reds against the Philadelphia Phillies, the Los Angeles Angels against the Toronto Blue Jays, the Detroit Tigers against the Cleveland Guardians, the New York Yankees and the New York Mets in the Subway Series, the Tampa Bay Rays against the Minnesota Twins, the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers continue, and the Kansas City Royals against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then leading up into that, we'll go to the following, and then going into the week before our next show next Thursday, we'll have Tampa Bay against Detroit. That's going to be a battle of two teams that are Detroit, of course, is the hottest team right now, leading their division in the AL Central and in the league. And then Tampa Bay is, as I said, has been on a hot streak. The Yankees will try to get back on track as they will go up against the Seattle Mariners at home, and then the Chicago Cubs play the Minnesota Twins. You got the Dodgers going up against the Milwaukee Brewers. Cleveland will play Houston, and then you'll have the Texas Rangers against the Los Angeles Angels. The battle of the AL West. You have the Arizona Diamondbacks going up against their division rivals, the San Diego Padres, and a Philadelphia Phillies team going up against the San Francisco Giants. So those are the games to look forward to this weekend and going into the beginning of next week. Next up,
Nate, you know we biased. You know both of us are going to say they need to pay attention and look at the Yankees and the Mets games. But is there any particular game though next week that if you would say would be the game of quote unquote game of the week, or a particular game that like, yo, look at this show, it's gonna be dope.
Next week, put that schedule back up again because I'm over here trying to look at something else.
Give me 1 second. Got you. Make sure I still have the picture open.
Yes.
Bam, here we go. Nate's right here.
For next week, I would say the series that I think I would look at. I want to see Cleveland and Houston. I think Cleveland right now is on an 8-game losing streak, but if I had to pick one game out of that series next week, I'm going with Tampa Bay and Detroit.
But I'm saying you really mentioned Houston again, Nate. We're noticing it back. That's all I'm saying. But what game you said? You said the Cleveland game. I'm sorry.
Tampa Bay versus the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Detroit Tigers.
Okay. Are there any key players from Tampa Bay or Detroit that people should have their eye on you to do something?
For Cleveland, you always have Jose Ramirez, who we saw earlier today, make a great highlight. Then for Tampa Bay, you have their starting pitcher, Eric Skubal, who you're going to keep an eye on.
Okay, dope.
And then I don't know if I sent did I send the All-Star pictures or no?
Definitely did it.
Oh, I didn't?
No, I don't have.
Okay, that's fine. So for the All-Star, as we know, the All-Star game is coming up, and we're going to go a little bit more in-depth detail about it next week. But the All-Star game's coming up. Right now, they have named the All-Star starters for the American League. Their starters starting at catcher will be Kyle Riley. Designated hitter will be Kyle Riley of the Seattle Mariners. At designated hitter will be Ryan O'Hearn of the Baltimore Orioles. At first base will be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays. At second base will be Gleyber Torres of the Detroit Tigers. At third base will be Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. At shortstop will be Jacob Wilson of the Athletics. And then in your outfield, you'll have Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. You have Riley Green of the Detroit Tigers, and you will have his teammate Javier Baez of the Detroit Tigers as well, finishing out that outfield. For the National League, you'll have Will Smith of the Los Angeles Dodgers at catcher, followed with his teammate Shohei Ohtani as designated hitter. Also with their other teammate, Freddie Freeman at first base. Then you have Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks at second, Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres at third, Francisco Lindor of the New York Mets at shortstop, Pete Crow Armstrong in the outfield. You have Pete Crow Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs, along with his teammate Kyle Tucker and Ronald Acuna Jr., the hometown native for the Atlanta Braves, finishing out the outfield as the All-Star game is in Atlanta this year at Truist Park.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Seems like it's gonna be a dope, wonderful All-Star game, man. It look like they got some hitters out there.
Also going on during that time, starting before the All-Star game, the All-Star game is going to be on July 15th. That'll be on Fox. That game will be on Fox at, I think, 7 p.m. Eastern time start. But before that, you have July 11th coming up, the HBCU Classics, where you got the top HBCU schools playing in the All-Star coming up. That's on July 11th at 7 p.m. on MLB Network. You got the All-Star Celebrity Game on the next following day on July the 12th, where you got some of the biggest known celebrities and public figures playing in the celebrity game. Also, followed by that Sunday the 13th, the Home Run Derby, where it's a co-ed Home Run Derby, where you have players from women's softball along with men's players playing in a timed 3-on-3 battle. And then you also have the MLB draft for this year, where all 30 teams will be drafting future players for their organizations on July 13th. You can watch that on ESPN and the MLB Network. Then followed by, of course, the Home Run Derby, which is Monday, which is the Major League Baseball's Home Run Derby on July 14th. That will be shown on ESPN. And again, as I said, the All-Star game will be July 15th.
Nice. So who you rocking with, Nate? Who's your pick?
I'll go where my team is at, so I'm going American League always.
Yeah, too bad we gotta beat you.
I mean, you should with as many Dodger players as you have on that team.
Let's go Mets. That's all I'm saying.
But, if I'm not mistaken, I think by the end of the week or so, maybe by next week, they should have the reserve. All the reserves should be selected by that time, I think.
Okay, and then there's gonna be like more Mets.
Possibly. I mean, you should at least see Jeff McNeil or Pete Alonso on there. I think personally.
You said who?
Jeff McNeil or Pete Alonso, aka the polar bear. That's what they call him.
That is funny. That was pretty dope, man. Thanks for that recap of the All-Star break. We got to make somebody famous. Make you famous. We had to make you famous.
Wake up.
Wait. Got me looking at my nail. I'm over here trying not to bite.
Nah, you wasn't looking at your nail. You was hitting the chest. You was knocked
out. He caught you up.
He caught you. Listen, this is the last. Don't worry. We got the last segment coming up right here, and this is for tips to make you get better as a player. We know that. Okay, Nate.
Oh, my bad. No, go ahead.
Some of us have young players out there. They might be a young player right now who might come across our podcast, who watches, who's entertained by this. We just want to give you some tips, clues, and information on where to find out how to get better and some drills on what to do to improve your game. Because some of you guys might be coaches, some of you guys just might want to stay in shape, and you just might want to do some baseball drills, to help with your conditioning.
Yeah. So for this video, this is from Pro Baseball Insider. This is for the outfielders, actually. Like I said, I got something for the outfielders later. This is for the outfielders. This is some tips on things that you can do to practice as far as your fielding in the outfield, from fielding ground balls to as far as when to run, your timing when you're running back, and in different ways for you to be able to catch the ball. It's about an 11-minute video. So Jay, if you want to skim through some of it if you want to, but it's from Pro Baseball Insider through YouTube.
Got you. Here we go.
Hey guys, Doug Bernier, ProBaseballInsider.com. In this video, I want to give you the 6 traits of elite outfielders. These are the skills that we are chasing when it this, anyone that has played baseball for an extended amount of time, when you're going after a fly ball and you have to go a long way, there is a tendency for the ball to be bouncing in the air as we're going after it. The reason is that we are running on our heels. Most of us are heel runners, so we're running after the baseball, but when our heel into a good habit of is always working behind the baseball. It doesn't matter if no one's on base or if they're all runners on base, but what we're doing is we're setting up the throw. We're going to create momentum working through the ball, and we're going to do it all the time. So if that's our
Yeah, go right there. Yeah, right there, Jay.
Working on drop steps, working on in batting practice, taking live reads, and you can even stand closer to the field to
You can stop it, Jay.
on going back on balls.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big separator. If you are as good going back.
Yeah, so as you can see with that video, it shows different techniques. Like as you see, he had the little batting fence case where the ball will bounce back. So if you throw it up there, it will bounce back to you. And it gives you different ways to try to catch it. You know, that way, if you don't have anybody to practice with you, you can do it yourself out in your backyard or wherever you got a place that you can or you can sometimes you go to certain batting cages or certain cages where they have places where you can actually practice that indoors.
Listen, you know me, I get caught up on the tutorial videos. Even though I'm not a baseball player, I'm a student of life. So if I learn some information that I might be able to pass on, and plus random information makes me look like a genius when I'm out there talking to people and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you know, oh, your son plays baseball. Hey, listen, you get a little mat right there, you throw it and catch it over his shoulder. I look like I'm him. So Nate, I appreciate that, yo. Again, before we get up out of here, yo, we always want to let you guys know that on Mondays at 9:30 Eastern Standard Times, we have D. Rigger presents Moments with Unc. All right, tap in. We got the good brother down there. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna keep us thoroughly entertained. Next Monday's show should be interesting. You know what I'm saying? We working out the logistics, but it should be a very dope show. Unc, we just want to say thank you for tapping in, tuning in with us, yo.
I just stayed awake as much as I could. My bad.
Hey, you did. Listen, you did what it do, baby, and we appreciate that.
There wasn't enough fireworks going on out here. I needed some more bang bangs. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, pause.
They
You
did
don't
the
need
bang bangs early.
You don't need no
Bang
bang. Pause. Listen, make sure you guys tune in every Saturday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to the Virtual Man Cave podcast. We got the whole crew. We do the whole rundown and stuff like that, spills on what's going on in the news, matrix, hip hop, sports, entertainment, and anything else that we decide to talk about. Hey, is there anything you want to let the people know, yo?
No, just be safe in the rest of this holiday weekend. You know, for some reason, weekends, holidays, people decide to act their craziest at times. So just be safe out there. And if you got nothing better to do, or it's gonna be raining over the weekend where you live at, go turn on the TV, tune into a couple games. And also don't forget to watch the women's softball. I didn't post their things, but they're having games just coming up this weekend as well, the AUSL League. So catch a game on July the 7th.
Hey, I heard that July the 7th, catch a game, yo. You want to say something before we skedaddle?
What it is, what it was, what it will be. But we always gonna say what it do.
Hey, listen, y'all, again, man, appreciate you, for tapping in, tuning in. Nate, you already know, man, you the host with the most, the God with the knowledge, yo. MLB with Nate the Great has been another wonderful episode, man. Signing out for the crew. This is Brother Jay. We out of here, yo. Peace.